The jumbo jet gets in from Vancouver an hour late. Sebastian Stahl is under pressure. 70 tons of sport equipment need to be unloaded. The team has just 14 hours to get the gear from Luxembourg Airport to the World Cup in Winterberg, Germany.
The first thing we're doing is looking inside the plane to check whether our documents are complete and everything that we loaded on in Vancouver is actually still on board. The plane stopped over in Calgary, so we need to check the stock before we can begin unloading.
Everything inside the cargo hold is fully automated. That saves time. Sebastian Stahl is a logistics manager. 7 years ago, he decided to specialize in the field of sport. As the boss of this operation, he has to find solutions to every delay and hiccup. The first came early in the process, with bad weather in Canada.
It usually takes just a few minutes to load this cargo onto a truck, but we needed 2 hours per truck. That was down to 30 centimeters of fresh snow in Whistler. So we were looking at shoveling snow for 9 hours before we could even begin loading.
This is valuable freight. A World Cup bobsled like this costs 150,000 euros. Needless to say, scratches are to be avoided. No fewer than 100 of these arrived on the plane from Canada.
If you fail once in the business of sport logistics, you lose customers. And in the worst-case scenario, the team couldn't take part in the competition. That would be the worst thing that could happen to an athlete after an eternity of training.
At stake in this operation is the trust of 18 national teams, not to mention the money.
This here is an original work by the Canadian team.
Contemporary art.
It's now 1 a.m. and there's still no time to relax. Then good news from customs. Everything's been cleared. Now the team has unexpectedly gained 2 hours and can begin loading the cargo onto trucks.
He's leaving now.
Sebastian Stahl dispatches drivers to 4 different locations. This truck is taking the German bobsleds to Winterberg. It's a 350-kilometer journey. Sebastian too is behind the wheel again.
The work hours are tough sometimes. We didn't sleep last night either, because we were busy with the trucks in Luxembourg. Sometimes the weather messes up your plans, or traffic if you're following or driving ahead of a truck. But sleep deprivation is really the biggest problem.
It's 9 a.m. In Winterberg, children are training on the track, while the German national team awaits its bobsleds. The logistics team has arrived in good time. Now it needs to unload fast. René Spiess is the German national team coach. He and racer Christian Friedrich will inspect whether everything is in good shape.
When we unload the sleds, we check if any damage has occurred during transportation. But as you see here, that doesn't appear to be the case. As always, the sleds have arrived in top condition.
After 4 months of planning and 5 days of non-stop stress, Sebastian Stahl has delivered everything intact and on time. Now it's time for a hot shower and some sleep. For today, the track still belongs to the kids, but they'll soon have to make room for the World Cup pros.